right, we're live.
Hello, everybody. Hello. How's your day been, Juan?
I'm doing all right. Existing in this dimensional rift, as the commoners say.
You're telling me you're not astral projecting or anything?
Let's just say, I had a run in with a demon earlier, but I wasn't ready for our date yet.
Oh, kinky, huh? I don't know. I think that's what allosexuals would say, right?
I don't know. I guess. Okay.
Allos, help me out here. I don't know.
Okay, is this running? What's going on?
What's happening? Oh my god, Nintendo licensed this game? What?
Yeah, we're doing the GameCube version.
I see. Also, hello, 80% relatable. I understand. Just sit back and relax as my potential ASMR voice takes you on a cursed journey of Code Veronica.
Is that the voice you did for your AI?
What AI voice?
The You said that you did like voice recording for some AI on like some Chinese game or something.
Oh yeah, that's right, I did. I actually
Hello, Alan. Also, hello, 80% relatable.
it may not sound like it, but I actually have had paid roles for voice acting for games sometimes. They're not very famous, but I got paid. So technically, I am a voice actress.
Heck yeah. How's
So,
everyone's Saturday going?
I don't remember, Alan. That's the wildest thing. I'll have to pull up the voice clips and just be like, all right, which file were they from? Because the way that I format my voice clips is usually I put my name, I put the role, and then I put the game on it. I think like I did. Okay, don't judge me, but I did some voice acting for like just simple like AI voice for like mobile games and like I think for like some slot games for like those like gambling slot machines. So I don't know, somewhere in Las Vegas you can probably hear my voice maybe, I don't know.
I mean, at one point you did the Eldritch horror voiceover that sounded as children for Blue's Clues, isn't that right?
Yes, that's right. If anyone watched Blue's Clues, I might have been part of your childhood. I was a child voice actress too.
Just as some random voice, though, is that right?
Yeah, I was
Mm.
like the voiceover in like Blue's Clues where you're like, it's over there. It's a spoon. I have I always bring up the funny story where one time my dad had to have Steve's voice recorded for some like leapfrog audio for like a leapfrog learning like little audiobook. And the thing was though, like he came in drunk and he had a hangover and his voice was slurred, so that he's like, Steve, go home, you're drunk, and they had to re-record his voices for later.
At least it was for the original person.
Yeah, I think I think my voice was used in like the second or third season of Blue's Clues.
Mm-hmm. Sweet. So,
Sadly, I never got credited. So you can only take the word of mouth. This was also like early 2000s, and I think child voice acting did not have as many flyways, so...
yeah, that's understandable.
So I think like I can't really prove I did this. I mean, I'm like 24 years old now, so I can't really like... I don't really want to put that in my resume now, do I? So... Did what? He didn't do that. Steve's not really part of the creative direction. He's just an actor. Oh, yeah, I mean, like, the dude yeah, because I heard from, like, the producer, like, from what I heard from my dad, who the producers told him, was that, like, Steve actually, like, partied a lot, because he was kind of, like, young at the time, so, you know, people have lives and just like to party. I don't judge, I just think it's really funny.
Yeah. I guess about the game here, because I'm also trying to remember what the heck I'm supposed to do. I've only played this game twice, and I'm the least familiar with this one. We can give this hemiostat to the one brown character in the game. Should we go do that, or we should not do that yet?
I feel like we should, because I think he's supposed to give Chris something good, maybe, if we play as Chris the next round.
Yeah. Okay, let's just do that.
Because I know Chris meets the one dude later, so I think he'd give us something of benefit.
Yeah, I think... I can't recall what it is. Damn. Oh well, let's just go there anyway.
Yeah, we'll find out when we get there, you know. It'll be our act of kindness as a white woman to an Afro-Latino and be like, hello, I'm an ally, here's medicine. Instead of, like, I don't know, getting him the fuck off the island and just leaving him there to die, even if he gave him a little bit of medicine. We're past the part with Billy's arc, right? Like, we already got to the point with his yandere daddy yandere dev situation, and offed his dad like old Geller style, right?
Yes. Yeah, we just got past the, oh, you have trust issues because daddy issues. But he's not fully gone because he doesn't have mommy issues, so he's not like a villain. He just needs regular therapy to get past his problems.
Talking about what? No. This is in the 90s, so obviously it's titties that will cure him, right? The hetero healing of titties will save him and fix his psychological problems and turn him around.
Oh goodness. Yeah, this game has a very good aesthetic. I will agree to that. It's just interesting.
The models are... I was gonna say the models are really impressive.
What are you doing here? Hemostatic medicine. How kind of you.
Claire, why don't you
Thanks.
just, you know, get him out?
Here, let me help you with that.
Thanks, but I can take care of myself. Just go.
Like, I'm pretty
Keep
certain
it.
these are in-game
It was a
cutscenes,
gift
right?
from my brother, but
Yes.
No.
Here, let
Yeah,
me
like,
give you
this is
in
pretty
return.
impressive for in-game
You
cutscenes
might
on the
need it later
Dreamcast.
Now go.
Oh, wait, no, we're playing the GameCube version, right?
Don't worry
Sorry.
about me.
I mean, it's a port of the Dreamcast game. This isn't the situation of the Resident Evil, what's it called? The Resident Evil remake on the GameCube. That one was made for the GameCube and uses the pre-rendered backgrounds and 3D models for the player characters and the enemies.
These are all, then does that mean that this was like the first game that was like real-time rendered, right? Or something?
Well, this is the first game that is fully 3D. Like, all the backgrounds and areas are 3D objects instead of just a 2D image that we like navigate on or around, I mean. Also,
Sweet.
I think like calling this game like, you know, of the last millennium is kind of interesting. It like makes me think about how like Wii games are basically retro if we think about it.
I mean, Switch players are gonna have it easy when they play the No More Heroes port. Back in my day, we had to play in the Wii and shake that Wii remote like the innuendo it was, but I didn't. I just rolled it around. But you know,
Yeah, I don't know anyone who like really like shook Wii controllers up and down for their motion stuff. It was mostly just like a left to right kind of turn that I would do, just because I knew like the gyro in it basically wasn't that advanced, you know.
yeah. But gamers had it too easy. We need to stop with like the top of the line graphics cards and graphic utilizations and just bring back all the retro like PS1 graphics and just make it. Let's bring back tank controls. Let's bring back the very clunkiness of games itself and embrace it.
I know you jokingly say that, but I do think tank controls are pretty good. That's my hot take. I'll fight you on this 80% relatable.
Oh no, don't worry. 80% relatable is not going to be alone on this. You're going to have to fight me too. You're
I
gonna fight
will.
both of us.
I will, and I always do. Yeah. Well, my thing is that I've been playing like the Resident Evil games for so long now that as far as like a gameplay style of like control, it's very easy for me. I think what it is that most people get confused or like that it's hard is that when it's in like this style of game where it's like a 3D camera perspective, where it is always shifting, you know, that complicates it. But say something like Resident Evil 4 itself is like a tank control game. It's just over the shoulder. Yeah, as far as platformers, that sounds horrible. I'm only talking about like tank controls in like the style of these of like this kind of format, if that makes sense.
Wait, are you saying Resident Evil 4 should have had tank controls? Is that what I'm... Is that
No, I'm saying Resident Evil 4 does have tank controls. You just don't notice it because it's over the shoulder.
Okay.
That's basically what I'm saying.
Sure, I'll let you make that statement for now.
It does though, because the reality is that Leon only moves like up, moving left and right just turns him. You know, it pivots him.
That is correct. Yeah, that definitely does count as tank controls.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, are we about halfway into the game then? Because we just got through a
We're
pivotal
not at
point.
the second disc yet. We're still on the first disc.
Oh god, because I was well, then they just revealed Steve's arc really fast. Then, because I was like hoping maybe that would have been like within the second disc they reveal that.
Oh no, they're just gonna make it really hetero, and it's gonna be really forced.
Ugh, goodness.
Okay, so left, right. Oh fuck, I should. Do you want to get a notepad out, Isabella?
Yeah,
Or
I'm
I
typing
can
it
do
up
it.
right now.
Okay.
I'm gonna type it in the chat. That's what I was doing.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So just put first digit left, right. Second digit left. Third digit right. And fourth digit right, right, right.
Right 3 times?
Yes,
And the first digit was left, right?
I believe so.
I have it.
Oh my god, not again.
God damn it. Do you think, like, this dad has a weird thing for his, like, kids then? Because, like, who's videotaping this?
I'd assume it's the kids. Honestly, that's how I feel about, like, Shulk and... Password? Wait, what? I don't know this password. Shit. That's how I feel about, like, Shulk and Fiora from, like, Xenoblade Chronicles. They just look too alike. Oh, fuck, I already messed it up. So it was left, right. Oh my god, why does it do that?
Dear. I'm pulling up the thing right now. Do you need me to pull up the digits for you, or are you good?
Yeah, no, I need you to pull it up.
First one is left, right.
Okay, so it's number 1. And then what's the second digit?
Left.
So it's 19. What's the third digit?
Right.
So 1970 something. And then what's the last one?
Right.
Okay.
Oh god, did you write that down? I wasn't writing that down.
1971.
Let me guess, that's the date when the project was made. Alrighty, time to hack into the computer so Claire can log into her Club Penguin account and get her daily rewards.
She's gonna log into her MySpace because she's learned basic coding.
She's like, hey, look at me, I know HTML and CSS. Oh.
That's
Okay, I'm not.
Oh shit.
Yeah. I'm in. Oh no, it's the reply guys. They saw like a post she made and they came in to like give their unwarranted opinion to her. I did too, Alana. I did also do RuneScape.
Is that the one that's like still going? Is that right? RuneScape?
Is RuneScape still alive? I don't know. But I remember I made my character in RuneScape, and when I look back at her, I remember she looks like she went to JCPenney's. That's all I remember from RuneScape. I made my character look like she went to JCPenney's.
Oh goodness.
Okay, another like thing where I thought they were brother and sister was the androids 2B and A2, even though they're androids. I was like, oh, they're gonna be like siblings, right? Because they have the same outfit and the same hair, but like 2B's the older sister, and 9S is the little brother that's just trying to be like, I'm not a little kid anymore, sister. I'm a big android now. And then, and then I actually like saw someone play the game, and then I was like, oh, okay, they're not siblings. So, apparently, yes, RuneScape is still alive.
I'm sorry, Edward. I had to do it to you.
Oh dear. Hey, why you gotta be goth-phobic?
You want me to let the Twilight Man live?
I mean, he did become Batman.
Oh god. Oh, whoa.
It's another reply guy. Come on, you gotta defeat him with the only weapon you have at your personnel. Oh shit.
Oh, damn it, I did not want that. Can we talk about how when they started that whole, like... Oh, was I supposed to light that? I don't have my lighter anymore.
Oh no!
Huh. I wonder. Can we talk about how weird it is that, like, that whole Team Jacob Edward thing happened when, of course, the book already existed? But, like, the guy that played as, like, Jacob was only 17 and was already being, like, grossly, like, sexualized?
Yeah, the more I hear about the production behind Twilight, the more I'm just like, damn, Stephenie Meyer's a piece of shit person, and ooh, there's a lot of really gross shit in this book that meets the eye.
God.
The goths are like, get away from us, prep. Or they're like, get away here, biker lesbian. You're not goth enough for us. You gotta be classically goth. And then you get your gun out and you have a point by saying, rockabilly goth is a subgenre of goth. You light that bat on fire and it just, just disintegrates.
Oh, why is this taking so long?
My apologies, Alexia, but I have been...
Oh yeah, this terrible plot point.
Depends on your success, brother.
I am aware of that, Alexia. I will revive the family name myself and make you...
The main audience was teen girls, but I think it is really, I think it is kind of concerning to kind of sexualize actors, because it's not just a matter of the character at that point, but also the actor's physical appearance and their body.
what is it, Alexia?
Oh God, should we
Nothing.
just give people
I believe I
content
must
warning
have been
about like the
imagining
arc?
things.
Because I know what happens
Let
with
us
this
go,
arc.
brother.
Like like there's something really like. Should we like let people know about the twist?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's a pretty bad thing. Does everyone want to get spoiled? I think we learn about it maybe like a half hour later, but
Yeah, I just want to like so people don't feel like they can just walk out of it before it happens. Like we'll let you
yeah.
know when we get to it, but do you want to like I'm not like I like because I've skimmed the story a little bit to just check up on it, but I just want to like make sure like content warning.
Okay. I feel
I'm
explaining
gonna.
it is central to the spoil, though.
I'm. Should I just say like content warning? It's transphobic because it pretty much is.
Yeah, let's just say that much.
Yeah. So like, there's some really shitty like. Like yeah, so if anyone wants to, if there's we will like warn you all when a particular scene when that particular scene comes in, and you can just walk out of it if you want to. We'll make sure.
Yeah, I'll advise anyone I'll advise just before it happens. Oh, it's been sealed. Okay.
Like they add it in there, and then they kind of just drop it. Like in this by the second CD, it just gets dropped.
Mm-hmm. I do like this like dollhouse aesthetic they have here.
Oh yeah, no, it's really great, and I'm really excited for that one Resident like PlayStation-esque game you're telling me about. Like Alice, was it?
It's called Elisa. Alisa. I can't recall the name of the main person behind it, but it is like a game in homage to the original like Resident Evil style of gameplay, and it's about this woman that's like stuck in this dollhouse of like these mechanical like beings, and basically a Resident Evil game but with a dollhouse horror aesthetic. It's pretty cool. I think they had opened just the second wave of like backer support since their Kickstarter had ended. If you're interested in it, I think that's all we.
I'll pull up a
here.
link for it in the chat description right now.
Yeah. Oh shit. Oh my god. I feel like those enemies are the epitome of like spare coochie. Spare coochie.
I mean, which ones? The Bandersnatch? Because I thought
Yeah.
we agreed they were going to be the reply guys, and then the regular zombies were just simps. Sorry, my doggo wants my attention, and by attention, she just wants to get on my bed. Give me a moment.
Yeah, you're fine. I guess we're done. Okay.
What's the game called? I'm trying to find it. Elisa?
Yeah, it's called Elisa.
Oh, no wonder. I spelled it wrong because I used Elisa with an E instead of with an A.
Yeah.
Alright, add it in the link.
Thanks for that.
But, yeah, looks really cool. Seems like the main game dev is Casper Chorus? I probably misspelling it, but...
Oh. Is the stream still looking good on everyone's end? Or is there any delays? Or lagging, I mean.
It's looking good on my end.
Oh.
So I think, since we have a little bit of an audience, why don't you say about your favorite, like, Resident Evil games?
Yeah, so I have a couple favorite Resident Evil games. My personal favorite of the classic style is definitely Resident Evil 2 from the PlayStation 1. I think it's a good mix of like survival horror. It's kind of on the easy side. You do get a ton of ammo, so it's a bit easy to end up with a huge surplus if you know what you're doing. That happened to me during a private stream with Jupiter. Other than that, as far as like 3D Resident Evils, I do really enjoy the Resident Evil Revelations 2 game. It's a pretty good one. It says gold.
Oh yeah, that one with the little kid and her brick.
Yeah. I just think it's pretty hilarious. Oh no, what happened?
Oh dear.
Okay. Ooh, I got scared there. Sorry, I got scared the game was gonna crash. Fuck.
You haven't saved yet. Oh, classic.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I really like Resident Evil Revelations 2. I think it's a pretty campy Resident Evil game. The story, I do feel it doesn't go all the way with its really interesting premise, but I really enjoy the mini game that they have added on called the raid mode. I think it's a very good it's a pretty good like use of your time, just because it's like this RPG kind of system where you level up your character, and you have to get like pieces for your weapons that are upgradable and all that stuff. It's pretty fun, and it's an expansion of the premise from Resident Evil Revelation 1's raid mode minigame they had. It's where a majority of my time has been spent on the game. And other than that, the Resident Evil 2 remake is really good. Definitely worth checking out if you haven't already. Just because it is a pretty good game overall. As a remake, I think it's pretty neat. There's like a lot of stuff that kind of stumps me, or at least it did like on my initial playthrough, because it kind of toys with your expectations in a really good way, if you've played the original. But if you don't, if you don't have any experience with the original game, it's still very good, just on its own. So yeah. Do you want to say something about your Resident Evil experience, Isabella?
My Resident Evil experiences have mainly been retained to playing Resident Evil 6 with you and watching you play Resident Evil 2 and the Resident Evil 2 remake.
Well, since 6 is the one that we played together, what are your thoughts on it?
Hell, I have many thoughts about it, but the only reason why I did not cry out to the cosmos, begging for the eldritch gods to tear apart my soul, my entire atomic molecular structure, and disintegrate into nothingness, was mainly because thankfully Juan was being a team player and we did co-opt mode the entire, like, all the campaigns. The only good campaign was Leon's, because that was the fun B-movie campy one.
Yeah. Kind of sad that we did that one first, but yeah.
Yeah, and then the worst was absolutely Chris's, because it wasn't really, it was not a really good designed FPS shooters. Like, this is, like, the Chris's campaign is definitely, like, what people think FPS shooters are, but have never played an FPS shooter. Or, like, a third-person shooter, It's not even first-person, it's just third-person. I think, like...
Yeah, definitely the biggest issue with Resident Evil 6 is that it has a scope issue. It's trying to do too many genres. It wants to do horror, it wants to do action, and it wants to do I don't know, some spectacle one. The third one's kind of weird. And then like espionage. So it's just trying to do too much, and it doesn't really do a great job at doing anything. But but Leon's campaign is the most enjoyable one in my opinion, just because it's it's the character we all are pretty familiar with, especially if you played 4. Oh, what is that? Oh, let's see. It's the character that we're like basically all familiar with. So yeah. Oh, I see. We're supposed to go there.
And then Adams was just like an extra content that really was.
It was okay. It was not made for multiplayer, which was interesting. Considering the rest of the game was, but I know it's because they added it in as like a campaign post release for free, so I know that. Oh, so yeah, and Alan mentioned here that they played the Revelations demo on their 3DS. That's a pretty good Resident Evil game. I think it has some issues with pacing, as far as like its main fault, in my opinion. Oh, there's an herb there.
Gotta go snuff that herb 420 blaze it.
Wait. You see it, right? It's right at her feet. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yes, I see it.
That was a sneaky one. Yeah, that's a really good game. I would say if you haven't played it before, definitely try it out. That was actually my that was the game that I was actually introduced to the series with, so it's a pretty good starter. It's also available on the Switch, so if you got like $20 to spare, you can get it. But I would recommend just kind of waiting, because typically Capcom does do sales in October for their Resident Evil titles. So more than likely that game and its sequel are probably going to be bundled together for like half off or something.
Yeah, and then like I think Jake's was the missed opportunity, because first off, I don't give a shit about Jake because he's like, oh, it's Wesker's son. And I wanted to do a whole arc of like, am I my father? Am I gonna repeat my father's footsteps? Which is a low bar to begin with, because Albert Wesker tried to fucking like burn the entire world. So this dude's a mercenary, so he's not even at the same level of his dad. And first off, and then also, the wonderful thing about watching Juan play Resident Evil and their streams was all of the headcanons we've just created along the way, and all the cursed shit we've decided for characters.
Yes. I definitely wish we had streams of some of those.
Yeah, because I kept bitching about Jake as a character, and I was like, this dude is just discount Leon. Like, this is them trying to reintroduce another Leon-esque character, but we already have Leon, so like Leon's endearing at this point. Like, we enjoyed him at this point, but I don't give a shit about this dude. Also, I think, I don't know if you agreed with me, but I've decided that like Wesker would not fuck. Wesker does not fuck. He's the gay ace dude who's like a shitty stepdad. He's gonna be like the stepdad of like some gay couple, or if he does have if he does like if he does have a son, he'd be like, you're adopted, and he'd like shit on him. Like, I don't see Wesker like getting like, I don't see Wesker being like attracted to ladies, basically. I don't see it. Like, he's both, he became both a cop and a scientist. Where does he have the time to fuck? Like, I don't understand. I guess I'm maybe I'm underestimating the powers of allosexuals, but I don't know. I just don't see it. I don't understand why they had to write this dude having a son. I was like, I don't buy it. I don't buy this dude. Like this dude, I don't buy it. And then also, I think Jake's like campaign in Resident Evil 6 should have just been Claire's, because then Sherry has someone to work off with again.
Yeah, that's totally fair.
Yeah, they brought back Chris. They might as well bring back Claire. I mean, I'm glad they brought her back for Revelations too, but like, I think it would have been cooler.
Yeah, I totally get that. no, a white man.
Ew. Quick, take him to, like, a Buffalo Hot Wings. That'll distract him.
Do you mean a Buffalo Wild Wings?
Yeah, Buffalo Wild Wings. I
Oh,
don't go there.
goodness.
I'm not straight. I don't go there. I only went there once because, well, I say went there. I mean, I drove up in the pickup parking lot and told you to go in there and pick up our hot wings. Because you
Yeah.
had a $40 gift card there, so I was like, well, might as well use it.
Yeah, basically. Okay, this one is 1126.
Alright, this is like every time she goes back into a computer, she's like briefly goes back into Club Penguin to see if Leon has replied for her request for help, because that's how Claire asked for help at the start of this campaign. She logged on to Club Penguin and like asked Leon to pick her up from the privatized prison island that she's on.
Yeah.
She's all, this place doesn't even have LaCroix sparkling water. Let's beat it. You know what's adorable? My puppy
what's that?
snuggling up to me. You can't see her, but my puppy is snuggling up to me. She's sleeping on my bed. She's super cute. I wish I could share you all it, but she's really cute.
Wait, that was it.
What if, like, every time the worm pops out, it says "Ooga Booga"? It's like it pops out, but in this exact voice, it's like "Ooga Booga."
I would think he'd mean in like the Eustace voice from Courage.
Oh, I was gonna say like in a very cutesy voice to like make it even more funny. Have I figured out the oh, you already figured out the puzzle for this one?
Yeah, it was 1126. Okay, that's annoying. Are they
Oh
physical?
no, these broken containment vials look reassuring indeed.
Biohazard contamination detected. Level 3. Emergency shutters will close. All personnel evacuate immediately.
So quick, we gotta kill it before it learns the wonders of capitalism. Why is there a tiny... Goodness gracious. I find it very impressive that Umbrella has managed to always utilize a self-destruct system in some of its sectors.
Yeah. Okay, now we go back. Oh, wait. I just noticed. Is it still saying that this is a Bayonetta run? On the...
Yes, it is.
Oh, that's so weird. Okay, I guess I have to keep an eye out for that.
Oh,
that...
I can change it though.
Yeah.
I can change it since I'm a moderator, don't worry.
That's strange. I wonder if maybe I need to reinstall OBS, because that happened the last time, or that happened with the last stream, is that it pulled up older info after I switched it.
Alright, I updated it.
Thanks. Wait. That's the safe room. Oh, it was on the first floor.
Oh dear.
I just realized I went the wrong way again. Damn it.
Oh no. Bees wanted to give you a hug. They wanted to give you a lot of kiss. A lot of kisses. Some kissies.
If only.
If only. One comes out and says, "Ooga booga."
Thank you for subtitling the stream, Electric Boogaloo.
Great. Hey, it's part 2 Electric Boogaloo. I feel like everyone who has no idea what Code Veronica is, should have the honor to just walk into this game with no context of what is going on. Because I think that's every person's experience with Resident Evil at this point. Because that's with every character of Resident Evil. They're just like, I'm looking for my brother. I don't know what's going on. Wait, so like, how long was Claire detained by this corporation? Because let's be real, she wasn't like properly prosecuted and detained by court of law. Like she's Like, this is a company that's, like, doing some prisoner of war shit, but, like, is basically doing illegal crimes against humanity by detaining people without due process, obviously. So, like, what's the lore behind this of how long she's been in here?
Uh, just like the day, I think. I don't know. Like,
Aw, damn. Look at that skeleton painting. It's just showing off its legs, like, come and get some.
yeah, I thought you'd enjoy this one.
Yeah. Totally vibing. They're just vibing.
Oh, that's right. I'll need...
Wait, but yeah, like, did they ever, like, explain how long Claire was kind of detained on this island? Like, has it been a month? Was it at least, like, maybe a couple of days? Like, I don't. Oh,
I'm really
the worm
not...
comes out and says,
Yeah.
"Ooga booga."
Yeah, I'm not really 100% sure if they mention how long she's been here. I just know that she hasn't been here very long, because basically, the island gets attacked very soon, and then of course, the zombies and monsters are basically broken loose.
I like to think maybe it was a week. She doesn't look too emaciated, you know? No, you don't know. A week's too much. I'll give it 3 days. It's me being generous that they detained her for 3 days.
Yeah, I mean, again, I really don't know what the exact timeline is for that.
Maybe there's a canonical timeline. Who knows? All we know is that this takes place 6 months after Resident Evil 2, right?
Yeah. I don't know if it's 6 months, but just a few months, generally.
Yeah.
Or I guess
Claire's just
an estimated, I mean.
Yeah. Claire's just has so much trauma. She's gonna need so much therapy after this. Remember that moment where they made Jill a blonde? That was wild.
Yeah.
It was horrible. She looked terrible as a blonde.
Oh my god, they got Batman's butler. I'm joking.
Oh my goodness. Congratulations,
Wait, as you know, this tradition began when a golden teacup as commemorative to Veronica. The second and third masters, Stanley and his son Thomas, were presented.
Damn, they kept the model for blonde Jill in Marvel versus Capcom 3. That's a little disappointing. Like, look, and I'm hoping this was for a costume alfalfa and not like the main model, because classic Jill is probably where they wanted to do.
Yeah, I mean, Resident Evil Resident Evil 5 was incredibly successful, so it was probably just like a thing of like, hey, folks are gonna recognize Jill more from Resident Evil 5, is probably what I'm thinking.
It was
Um,
incredibly successful, yet we don't like to talk about it because of how incredibly racist it was.
yeah. Okay, what is. So I guess she's first. Hmm.
Okay. So yeah. Okay. I mean, I'm gonna be real. I think, yeah, I agree, Alfalfa. I think blonde Jill is weird. I'm gonna be real. Blonde Jill, like, at that point, she's a Karen. She looks like a Karen. Blonde infected Jill looks like a Karen. That's what the infection is. That's what the infection turned her into, a Karen. Me and Juan like completely agreed that Wesker is like one of those shitty like white cis gays that is like very sexist and like hates women. You know what I'm talking about? Like that kind of like he's really shitty. He's kind of like a trust fund dude. Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad you agree with us, Alfalfa. That's why I went on a rant about like I don't buy in Resident Evil 6 that Wesker had a son named Jake, because I don't think this dude fucks women or even would fuck like a cis man, because I think I would argue he's on the verge of being a turf, like not turf but transphobic, like white cis gay too. So like I get the feeling. Also, I think he's like the white. I think he's like, okay, this is my really vague, like obscure headcanon, but I think he's like the ace gay who internalized so much shitty, like bigoted, like homophobia that like and sexism that he didn't realize he's ace and just doesn't want to fuck anybody or something like that. Is like a sex repulsed ace, and so like he just he's just really shitty. He's just a really shitty dude. I mean, also he's also a cop, so that too. He's like one of those shitty like LGBT kind of cop kind of folks. Yeah, we're going. Oh god. 80% relatable said Wesker is just Glinner. Changed my mind. Oh my god. Okay. 80% relatable. You're absolutely correct. That's. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, most of the characters are cops. Thank goodness Claire isn't a cop. She's just like dragged into this shit. Yeah. Yeah, no, when we were playing when we were doing like a private stream of the Resident Evil 2 remake, I kept being like, God damn it, Leon, I hate you. Why do you have to be such a fucking cop? Just take that dude out of the cell. Take Ben out of the cell. We're in the middle of a pandemic. You should human rights prioritized over the law. Why do you have to be such a fucking cop? Like, oh my god, Leon. I hated it. I know, right? 80% relatable. I just can't imagine streaming a game that has a cop as the main character, am I right? How about we just do like a good quick like for that gesture, just do a nice quick round of A cabs in the chat, please. Yeah.
This puzzle has me so lost. Sorry, folks, I'm trying to discern this. Um,
80% relatable says we need an emote that's a cab, that's a taxi running over a cap. That would be great. I was meaning to like make some emotes for this stream too, but I was working on game dev stuff.
yeah, don't worry about it.
Yes, we absolutely adore your puns. 80% relatable. It was a good pun.
Nice one.
This tradition first began when a butler presented a golden teacup as a commemorative moment for Veronica. Like, how rich do you have to show off to be like, we make the help use a golden teacup, even though gold is one of the most easily malleable and very weak metals to contain stuff with, so we really do not want to use an item made of pure gold, because it's actually not a really strong metal. But we use it to like show off her wealth, because the real villain. Yeah, Alfalfa, it's also really heavy. It's really heavy and really malleable. Yeah, I learned that from Landa the Lustrous. Whoop whoop. Alfalfa, which one are you saying? Are you saying Juan and Juan's quiet, or I'm really quiet?
Yeah, I am a bit quiet right now because I'm trying to figure out what this puzzle solution is, so I'm very sorry.
Yeah, they're like, remember that this is like the A cab. Juan is the driver. I am merely the passenger that's kind of like telling the directions to go, while also like talking about myself and my dreams and not giving a shit about Juan's ideas and opinions. I agree, 80% relatable. Press the button. Who wouldn't? I'm gonna be real though. I'm one of those people that if you said don't press this giant button, I actually wouldn't press the button.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm not one of I would be like, oh, if you don't want me to press this button, then I respect your boundaries and absolutely understand that this is probably a very important button that I have no right to press. So I will respect your property. And I mean, I don't really believe in public property, but I will respect as I'm assuming a mutual that I'm engaging with. That you are placing me your trust to not press this button, and I do not want to break a mutual's trust. For that is more precious than pressing a big giant red button.
I'm sorry. What is the solution?
Is this again hinting at the butler thing where like the help, is this what we're hinting at?
So the puzzle is based on this file. So, oh wait, maybe this is first. Right?
Which one was first?
Okay, so it talks to Alfred, who's of course the youngest dude. So he says that they're presenting him with an earth-worn vase. Okay, so Alfred's getting a vase. Veronica has the teacup, and then they gave similar teacups to Stanley. The second and third masters and his two sons were also presented with teacups. So, okay, yes, blah, blah, blah.
So Stanley and Thomas get similar teacups.
Yeah, so basically, everyone should have teacups first. Those are the first ones I should be doing, it seems. And then afterwards, it says Thomas. So now Thomas power shifted to his brother Arthur, and then after Arthur it's Edward, which is the grandfather, and then after the grandfather, of course, it's Alexander. succeeded the position. And then Alexander has the vase with the candles. So that means that that's second to last, because obviously this main portrait is the kid. So this portrait is last, or second to last, I mean. This one's first, I already pushed it. Okay, so the only ones with teacups is this picture, the middle-aged man with the twins, and then the adult man with the teacup. So should I put the man with the twins or the man alone?
I think you should do the man alone and then the man with twins, because I think it said him and then this dude and his two sons.
Let's try this.
I think that's it. Yeah.
And then from the sons, wait, no, but it should, after the father, it went to the son, to one of his twins, and then it went to the other twin, and then it went to the grandfather, and then the father. I don't know.
I think that's one of the sons, because they said that the twins had redhead. Or, I don't. This is a little 80% relatable. Said puzzles in my video game, it's more common than you think. Look at this kid. He looks like a trust fund shithead. Did you actually get it?
No.
Damn it.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Arthur looks like a trust fund shithead kid that goes to fucking prep school. And obviously like inherits the business, even though he spent his degree on like economics but like barely passed it, because in reality meritocracy is a lie. So really it's just how much your parents are able to pay for all your financial stability and network. Yeah. Resident Evil like brushes on so many like moments where it could have, where it has awareness of the capital hellscape that a corporate enterprise does, like colonization in terms of Resident Evil 5, even though they do it pretty badly because their commentary is not at all that good. Or just really shallow. You know, we know the zombies are the real evil, but the real evil Resident Evil is Umbrella Corps and the corporation and its irresponsibility of exploiting its laborers, disposing its scientists, exploiting the industrial prison to pipeline system for free labor and experiments, committing so many crimes against humanity. It's like, no, these zombies are trying to kill you, but the real evil is this corporation.
Oh my god, I did it. I don't even know. I don't know how.
Hooray. I'm glad that my rant was probably distracting enough, for me at least, to not pay attention and know the solution. So I believed you had a lot of skill.
Thank you.
You are the walking, talking encyclopedia of Resident Evil, of course.
I appreciate that. I know some things.
You know a lot. Like you were the walking, talking, most encyclopedia person I know of Bayonetta as well.
I guess I'll go up here to save, and then we go back to the other place.
So, what's your favorite puzzle? Like, just in general. Like, what do you think was a really good puzzle in any video game moment you ever, like, can think of?
That's a very specific question. I'm really not sure.
Alright, maybe I narrow it down. Is there any puzzle you enjoyed in Resident Evil, then?
So as far as Resident Evil games, the puzzles are too easy. I think my favorite puzzle is just the Vigil solution.
And the worm goes ooga booga.
Yeah, I would say... Wait, where am I going? Is it not this way? Sorry, hold on. I'm trying to remember. Ah, damn it, it was back in the palace. For me, I would say the Vigil puzzle, just because it's a very simple, like, addition puzzle. I think it's pretty neat. Doesn't take too very long to do. That's all I can really think of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess, are there any, like, good puzzles, that you enjoy from, like, certain video games?
Yeah. There's like a recent game that I played that came from the that very big itch.io bundle for racial justice.
Yeah.
The Black Lives Matter movement. Yeah, there's a lot of really good games there. And one of them that I was playing was I'm pulling up the name right now because it's got like kind of a long name, but like it's called Jam and the Mystery of the Mysteriously Spooky Mansion. Like that's what I found in the bundle. It's really good. Like a lot of its writing's really good, and honestly, we should like I feel like we should just. It's the game that I like recorded some audio gameplay of because I wanted to dub it for fun because I really love the writing.
Yeah.
It reminded me a lot of your cursed content, but they have a really good puzzle. It was very similar. It's similar to like kind of that Ashford based puzzle we just solved that we were having a hard time, but it's more easier because it was less about like the order and more like the placement. It was like this painting and you had to place like each specific piece of this clown painting because it's this trio of clown brothers that meet death, and like you had to read the book of like how they all died, and it was really funny the way the puzzle was written, and I just enjoyed it. And I thought like it was one of those very fun like narrative puzzles where you had to read and like recount the story, solve the puzzle.
Yeah. There's a similar puzzle in I want to say it's Silent Hill 1 on the PlayStation 1, where you're supposed to kind of like recite this little story. And depending
Not
on like...
The Simps. They're like, please, some fade pics in my DMs.
Thanks for that.
Well, if they kiss in this scene, I have you know that uh, I don't know if you go to the movies with me, I am. This is an agreement that my friends not agreed at all. But whenever we go to a movie and there's a kissing scene, I will make slurping noises next to like my friend who goes to the movie with me, because I'm that one person. I'm like, I think how I that's kissing, right? That's the noise kissing makes.
I like your comment, 80% relatable. I just like to think of like, here are the Simp sons, so we just kind of do a knockoff of the Simpsons opening theme, but it's the Simp sons. I don't know. It sounded a little funnier in my head.
Sounds pretty funny. I can also see. I'm pretty certain there's like a BDSM mod of The Sims with simps in there. I'm pretty certain there is. I would not be surprised. Not that I've checked. I swear I've not checked. The only mods that I check for The Sims are the witch mods, because I wanted to recreate my witch OCs in The Sims, because that's the only reason why I play The Sims, is to just bring my OCs to life, because I'm too lazy to draw or create my own content.
That's what I did when I downloaded The Sims 4, because it was free 1 month for the PlayStation Plus. And I played it non-stop for 8 hours and then felt too exhausted thinking about making time for the game that I've never returned since. I don't know if anyone has ever felt that way, but yeah.
80% Relatable said, your idea of The Simpsons would be funny.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, no. When you don't have the money to hire an artist to draw OC art for your OCs, you just go to Pete Crew, and you just gotta try your best to implement your OCs through Pit Crews, and then you gotta do the pale ones, because Pit Crew doesn't really have a lot of options for darker skin options for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta dig deep to find them, though, but there's some good ones.
Yeah. I think we have to go back to the guillotine. Something is like telling me that's the next point of progression.
Okay. Hey, you know, it's good to stop by the guillotine. That's where we behead the rich.
Last time I saw it, it was outside Bezos' house.
Are you saying? I mean, I'm pretty certain the villain of this game is just Jeff Bezos. Look at these man-made millionaires, except they're not really man-made. They're all from, like, already, like, financially, like, affluent, financially stable families.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Like, extremely well off.
Yeah. And they just got even more richer.
It's really fun watching the audio like jump every time it makes like the metal like sound for the stairs, which I admit is my favorite sound in this game.
I do too. I love the chair sound. It's weirdly like satisfying to me. Like, I like the sound of the metal. It sounds really nice.
Yeah, it's just a good sound. It's probably a stock sound, but
if it's a stock sound, I'm putting it in my game. Because it's good. I would spend an entire time playtesting my game going up and down the metal stairs then, because of that, just to hear those nice, smooth steel clings.
So we're always gonna leave that dog alone, so what should its name be?
How about Sassy? You know, like Lassie, but it's sassy because it always gets in your face and tries to eat your face off.
Okay, so I was right.
Damn it, if only we had if only we had like Elon Musk's head through there and just like, yeah, that's where they store the guillotine. I was like, if only we had Elon Musk's head just go through it, you know, that'd be just great.
We'll put his head in for the test run.
Yeah.
And then we'll put Bezos. Oh, he's still alive.
I mean, I'm surprised Claire's still alive. I think Claire would automatically get hit by that too. She'd at least get like probably a first-degree burn. I mean, not that video games are realistic at all.
Are you telling me my long-legged anime waifu Claire isn't real?
Yeah, I'm saying she's just a bunch of rasters and vectors conveyed to create the illusion of looking anthropomorphic of some degree. And that you are psychological.
Your witch talk. Those words, those string of sounds don't mean anything.
I mean, what is life? What is reality? What if what if someone modded Resident Evil, like any Resident Evil game, and one of the weapons was a chancla? It was very powerful.
I would like just model swap it with the knife and change the slash sound effect to a slap sound effect.
I love that.
So oh, I just put away the knife. Damn it. Or else I would just like use the knife for a moment just to play out an animation.
Damn it. I'm gonna bet that that guy who's quote-unquote not breathing is gonna come back to life. A zombie.
Ooh, that's a good angle.
That is pretty good. Oh god.
Okay, that man, like, started running.
That was a power walk indeed. He was like, he was not gonna take no for an answer. Percent Relatable said that zombie was schmoovin'.
I like it.
They were coming in for the kill. They were coming in to do that nice little nick on your neck.
Every time I like think of someone power walking, I only visualize that one episode of Chowder where Mung tells Chowder to kick it into high gear, and he cranks his little tail and has like the really long legs pop up.
I also was thinking of the exact same thing too.
I'm glad. That's such I love Chowder. Very good show.
You take the moon and she took the kids.
Oh my god. Oh jeez.
Fun fact, Schnitzel was voiced by
Jake?
Jake from Adventure Time, but also Dr. Draken from Kim Possible. The evil scientist with the blue skin. Yeah. Also voiced him. I didn't know that.
Do you know if the voice actor for Mung was the same one that does Draken in Cyber Chase?
Wait, what?
Have you never seen Cyber Chase?
Yes, I did.
Hold on. They're going tense in this scene.
She's like, oh shit. I have seen Cyber Chase. Because my parents didn't want to spend money on cable, so the only kid-friendly channel I had for, oh my goodness, oh god, I'm sorry we walked into, like, this very private moment. I'm sorry, I'll walk back out of the room.
Oh shit! That man was like... Why are you running?
You walked in on their private time. They were clearly having an intimate moment, and we made it awkward for them. I think they're clearly upset.
Look, that man was the bottom. Did you see the way? Look at him. Oh goodness. You know, 80%, if you're gonna be doing something, you should have locked the door. Anyway, now we're gonna go into their BDSM dungeon.
No. She was like, I need some scissors. I know, I'm gonna borrow it in at my neighbor's BDSM dungeon without their permission.
Oh gosh, Ollie. Ah, the bats. Oh fuck. Why are the bats so awful?
Because they hate rockabilly goth. They're like, if there's two things goths can't stand, it's that they don't consider steampunk and rockabilly goth true goths.
Oh shit, I'm out of ammo.
Oh my goodness, my dog is snoring really loud and it's adorable.
Nice.
80% relatable said, I mean, should they have to? It's their room.
This is a doctor's, like, office, basically.
Speaking of doctors, did I tell you I had a scrap out of character in my Ace Witch game who's like, he's like a 300-year-old witch, but he stumbles upon his son's vape pen, so he's like, son, this miniature hookah sucks, and his son's like, that's my vape pen, Dad, and he accidentally gets into vaping, so like, he's in the doctor's office, he's like, sorry, little Jimmy, give me a moment, and he just vapes in front of the kid. And then tells him of his like test results if he has like a disease or something. I sadly had to cut him out from my game, but I really want to let you all know that's the quality content I have to cut out for y'all.
Yes. We're having our lesbian moment. We've gotten our sword, folks.
Now we
the
just
show
need our shield.
Will go on.
I'm more of a scythe lesbian, is the thing. You know, if you want to get edge, you might as well go edge all the way. Is this implied to be like sand that's filling up, or like gas? Because the texture's kind of making it a little bit vague for me to understand. Okay, it's gas.
Yeah, they should have chosen a different, like a different coloration, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah! 80% relatable, I think it is heavy gas. It's just... It looks very similar to sand, like sand texture, so... I think maybe it might have worked if they just went with like a purple or a green.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it is their BDSM room because they have the Iron Maiden, because that's obviously what BDSM couples have, is torture items. Not like, I don't know, whatever BDSM sex toys are like, that are safe for the body and wouldn't kill you or anything.
Oh, that man went through the door. That's what that was supposed to be. Oh my god!
You know what you'd call a bunch of simps in one room?
A what?
Your DMs.
Oh god.
80% of people said you use a repel to keep the Zubats at bay.
Yeah.
The thing is, Crobat is really good.
It's true?
And I love Crobat. Remember in Pokemon Fire Red, where they just would not let Crobat evolve? Or you could get a Golbat, but it would not evolve into a Crobat until after you beat the champion. And that was terrible, because Golbat is not good. You want the Crobat. That's why you get the Zubat. Also, I was... As much as I'm like, I find Zubat annoying, but I'm glad I don't hate Zubat, because I think Zubat's really cute.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I just really enjoy the Crobat design. I think it's very nice.
What does shiny Crobat look like again? Is it green?
I think it's pink.
Oh, that's so cute.
I think so, right? Because isn't
Maybe.
like shiny Zubat and Crobat green or something?
80% of people said yes, it's pink.
Pink and green wings. That's what it is.
That's cute. Damn, I'm really tempted to just like shiny train for a shiny just a shiny Zubat. Too bad it's not in Sword and Shield anymore. Or it's not in Sword and Shield. Sword and Shield.
Yeah, hopefully they add it in.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, I absolutely agree. 80% relatable. Zubat is everywhere, and like that's why I'm annoyed of it, but I don't hate it. But like I'm kind of glad that they got rid of navigating caves in the recent Pokemon games as not random encounters, and that you can easily like kind of maneuver around wild Pokemon in that area. I like that decision. Everything else, I'm 100% down for like wild grass areas to be wild encounters again.
Yeah, that's fair. I think the way that they did the cave system is like pretty neat for Sword and Shield, but I do think they should make it like a mini labyrinth kind of style again. Oh god.
Yeah, no, I miss the very labyrinth design of Pokemon caves and Pokemon forests. They're really nice, and I think that's the thing I miss from 2D, the classical Pokemon 2D games, that I wish got transferred over for the 3D games. And like they tried to implement it in like I think X and Y with that one cave, but that cave was not really that fun.
God. I don't know why they did like.
Oh my god!
It was
Didn't
bad.
that cave have tank controls?
Yeah,
that
it
cave
did.
had tank controls.
But like the tank controls didn't even work that great.
Yeah, no, and the same with the Rhydon. Oh my god.
The Rhydon was forever.
Yeah.
Okay, what do I have? Music sheets. Okay.
There's your argument against tank controls. You see, I I don't hate X and Y. I'm just disappointed in it because X and Y had a perfect opportunity to actually utilize
Greetings.
France and its
Whoa.
use of the
You must be
Rococo
the
opulence.
lovely
Oh God,
Claire Redfield.
Who are you?
what was happening? Is it?
Let's just say that
Oh,
I'm
is it our
ghost,
boy Steve?
coming back
Oh,
to haunt
no.
your
Oh
dear
no,
brother.
It's everyone's favorite twink.
It seems there's not much explaining to do, is there? I was the one
Is
who
he a
attacked
twink
this island.
or a
I don't
twunk?
know.
Who'd have thought you'd
He's a
be hanging
twunk.
about?
Twink hunk. It's
Oh
our
my God,
favorite
that laugh.
twunk.
Now that the cat dragged
Oh,
in
God.
this nice surprise, you're ever
I
so
like how his
caring
body shook
brother.
that way.
Definitely
He's
sure.
got lizard
thank
eyes.
you for
That's a
being such
fetish,
good
more
bait.
than likely.
I don't know what went on between you two, but you have them all
He's
wrong.
like, this'll
My brother
scare
was not the
all.
kind of person
He's
you
all,
think
thanks
he is.
to my
Wait, did you hear her
eyes,
say
I
that?
What?
I
She's like, I
despise
don't know what
Chris.
happened between you two, but my brother's not
What
who
are you
you
gonna
think he
do to
is.
him?
She's just denying he's gay. Wesker's in revenge because Claire told Chris to break up with him. So he just slapped her across the end of the room.
Oh, your brother will weep to see
Yeah,
you.
no, I'm not gonna lie. I always thought Wesker was like the jealous ex of Chris.
What? What is it?
I was gonna
Say
say
that.
like
I
I
do
was
like
gonna
how.
make a joke where it's like, oh yeah.
Good.
I was gonna say his lizard eyes is actually his gaydar.
It
Like he's like,
appears
I
you may
enhance
be
my
of
eyes
some
to like
further
track
use
any
to
gay
me.
person inside.
I'm going to let you live a little longer.
He's like, can you hear me now? Good.
Oh my god, that was hilarious.
He's like, he's just, he, like I said, he's the terrible, shitty, like white cis gay cop who's like, pretty much like sexist, no doubt, like transphobic, because he's like the sexist, like cis gay that's like vagina icky, so he's shitty towards trans men. And he's just all around a shit dude. No doubt, probably racist too. White cis gay cop, you know. He's the shitty boy. Oh goodness, that was a lot of tension.
Yeah.
She goes back onto Club Penguin's like, Chris, your fucking bot. She's like, your fucking top like came up to me and told me that you dumped him. That's your problem. I hate, or some shit like that. Like, yeah, Wesker's the top, right? If we're going off this.
Sure.
Okay, they're switches then. They're both switches. I think, yeah, I can see that. They're both switches.
Oh my god, that scene was so funny, but it gave me a migraine.
Dead. Also, why is there a casino in this? Like, why was there a casino? Does a rich, I guess rich people have nothing better to do with their money than spend it on gambling than, I don't know, paying their workers more, paying their workers a better wage. But, you know.
Maybe it was a way to incentivize like the security workers and I guess maintenance to be like, hey, you guys want bonuses? I have a better idea. There's a casino here. You can win up to $1,000. Good luck. And then
Oh
here
my
you just...
god!
Oh wait, they're not
$1,000 in bonus. Oh god. This is terrible. Is that like the first time we? This is the second appearance of Wesker, right? Because he was originally in Resident Evil 1, and then this is him reappearing in Code Veronica, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, I want to make sure.
Yeah.
So then this is like the build-up of like, this is what's behind his sunglasses.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I kind of ran into that one. Oops.
Damn it, I wish we could, like, use the sword on Wesker and be like, take that. Sword.
Yeah.
Never mess with the sword, lesbian. Oh god, nothing to see here other than this decrepit corpse that's strung along on our ceiling.
It's for
Or is that
aesthetics.
oh goodness. I really want to put my hopes up for the new Resident Evil game, The Village, Resident Evil 8. I just hope it's a little bit more like classic Resident Evil than like Resident Evil 7. As much as I like parts of Resident Evil 7, I hope like they kind of don't intend to make that game for VR. Is it wrong that for a moment I thought Wesker was Steve for a brief moment? I mean, they're both shitty dudes.
I mean,
They both had military vests on, so I was like, I wish they really banked on like the insect aesthetic more for this like villain, you know?
yeah, no, that's fair. They go farther along with the idea in Resident Evil 6, because I would say that one is like a more appropriately bug design, or like bug inspired enemies.
Yeah. Gosh. Oh yeah, I wish we did have streams of Resident Evil 6 because that's where the whole gamer girl bathwater story we created for the Resident Evil mythos. For our Resident Evil mythos, of course.
Is the stream still running pretty good for you?
Yeah, it's still running really good.
Okay. Just want to make sure. Ooh.
I hope they keep Wesker dead. I hope they don't find some convoluted way to bring him back, because I want him to stay dead in Resident Evil 5.
That's fair. Oh.
Yeah, so people are saying it's running well.
Thanks. I appreciate that. Okay.
Totally not weird at all that you have a thing for your twin sister. God damn it, why can't we just have, like, a simple horror story where the twins didn't fuck each other?
Oh, it has been a while since I saved. I should do that.
You absolutely should.
I think 4 saves is enough, so we'll just start it over.
I don't know,
Oh,
fun voice
this
actor.
scene is coming up, so
Oh, yes!
it is going to be kind of transphobic. If you do not want to view it, that's perfectly understandable.
I believe it's like 5 minutes long, or 7 minutes long.
You can return to our stream in about 5 minutes. It doesn't take too long, but if you, you know, I guess as like a content warning, it does get a bit gross right here. It's gonna start now.
Hold it right there.
Yeah, so just like feel free to mute it and just look
We
away
meet
at the
each other
screen,
at
and
last.
I can
Pity
like
must say goodbye
send in a
so
text
soon.
chat for it.
I am Alexia
That it's over.
Ashford. For the pride of the Ashford family, I will kill you.
Love the way that at least they say that. I will kill you.
Wait!
What's going on?
Steve!
In that other door, like
He's just
How
like,
did we door?
he's like, oh no, I shot Zelda.
Are you okay?
That's a little different from her Smash Bros.
I'm fine.
Incarnation.
It's just a scratch.
Instead of
Yeah.
spells, she's got a sniper.
yeah. I just like, where was Steve at, and what did that other room lead to?
Oh, it's two sides of the same room.
This must be.
Oh, the game's running a little slow.
What?
And then Steve's like, the gun go.
Wait a second. What just happened?
So there never was an Alexia after all.
I don't know
You
why it's
mean
running so
He
slow
thinks
now.
he's two people? Okay, that's it. Let's get out of here.
The self-destruct
Oh, but
system
now it's running good.
has
That
Okay.
freak! He's
Weird.
trying to blow us up along with the entire
Piece of shit
facility.
human.
Come on, we gotta get to that airport.
Right.
Steve's piece of shit human. If it hasn't been, if I haven't emphasized it before, I hate him. I mean, I'm saying I hate him cartoonishly, as in I don't really like him. I'm just being exaggerated here, but I don't like him. I think he's useless to the plot, of course.
Oh yeah, totally.
I almost, and I keep thinking his name is Billy, like that one guy from Resident Evil 0, because he's also kind of like, doesn't really,
He's forgotten about.
yeah. I mean, good reason. It prevents them from making him worse, so, you know. But yeah, that was the scene, and it's just like the same shitty trope of like basically what the whole twist of Psycho is. Yeah. It's just like shitty right of like this character had like split identity, and it's just the same. It's the same shitty horror trope with dissociative identity disorder and like split identities, and like capitalizing the whole, oh no, it was a dude dressing up as a lady, horror shitty revelation that's based on transphobic shit. So like it's shitty. It's shitty lore, and that's the last of it, thank goodness. Or wait.
Well, I
Is
guess
it-
like we should have mentioned that there's like very much an incestuous thing going on with like the character, or like that character and like his sister. So that's like the other theme, but it's just all like very
It's all very gross.
yeah, it's very gross.
Claire,
Basically, Alfred like missed his sister so much because he loves her so much that he developed a split personality of her, and
We
it's
better
just
get out of here
shitty
too.
right.
ableism
Let's go.
and transphobia behind it, because like it's like, oh, he developed a split personality and became Alexa, created a personality called Alexa, and then started dressing up in dresses and all that stuff around the, like that's like the whole entire backstory of
We
it.
gotta get to that airport.
Revelation to show how fucked up Alfred is as a character is that he has a personality disorder. Oh no. You know, like the shitty ableism stuff.
Yeah, totally. Anyway, so we gotta get out of this isolated island with our Ken doll reject
Sweet Life Zack and Cody.
Sweet Life of Zack and Cody / Goro Akechi sibling reject character out of here.
To make it more lighthearted, the voice actor of Alfred, the trust fund Elon Musk shithead that we just fought, his voice actor actually has a very consistent voice acting career to this day. He's known for voice acting Cody from Total Drama Island. So if anyone knows Total Drama Island, he played the boy who really wanted to simp hard for that goth girl. Fun fact, just to leave this on a very light note. And the self-destruct system go brrrr.
Oh.
Darn, I should have said, and the guillotine go brrrr. I had it too, darn.
Yeah, well, I guess it's a little bit of a missed opportunity.
I gotta brush up on my comedy, you know? From now on, these streams will be practice for improving. It's gonna be so awkward, y'all. It's gonna be great.
Oh,
so
Alpha,
the self-destruct system.
Go ahead.
Yes. You missed like the shitty kind of like ableist transphobic scene with the twist with our villain, but it's okay. It's gonna be all fun and guns here. But basically the self-destruct system is gonna be like brrrr. So that's what's going on.
Shit, there is not a box here. I have to go back to the palace because I'm missing the proof. Damn it.
Oh no.
Okay. And it sucks too because there's a box inside the jet. Oh, goodness. There'd be a box in here. Do you all think the self-destruct system has been activated? Because I can't tell.
I thought that's what the entire alarm system going off is implying, because it's not a Resident Evil game without a self-destruct system.
It's just funny that they, oh, I guess it's similar to how they do it in 2, technically. I guess I can just hold this.
The self-destruct system has been activated. All personnel evacuate immediately.
I mean, I get that Umbrella is trying to keep their research a secret and is willing to destroy any evidence of it, but I find it very counterproductive that you were willing to self-destruct all of your research facilities. Because I feel like there isn't a good cover, like, I find it very concerning that a company that is consistently, like, blowing up all of their research facilities, that wouldn't garner news in itself at such a frequent rate, you know?
Yeah, I get that. I guess it's also like a situation because, like, after this game, like, Umbrella does go down, you know?
I mean, of course it should. It's a corporation that, you know, mismanaged its employees. Is one way to put it, of course, but let an entire epidemic loose and created bioweapons, so yeah, that is justifiably deserves to, like, you know. Also, I'm pretty certain you can't claim insurance if you, like, self-destruct your island. Be like, alright, we can't give you back the $8 million for destroying your privatized military island here. It's time to go back to the or we're in a submarine, right? We're a ship.
We take a submarine to go to, like, this underwater facility? I don't know. It's a little contrived.
Does Claire know how to drive a submarine?
Considering that we just pull a lever, probably not.
She's like, ooh, I'm pretty certain if I just press these colorful buttons, something will happen. It's probably her, probably how she gets it done, you know? Steve's just being an asshole, just waiting there, like, not helping you at all.
I'd just be like, bitch, you got cargo pants. Let me give you some stuff.
No.
I don't know, that was my, that was literally my thought.
Yeah, no, he has cargo pants. He can literally carry anything.
Take off unless we raise the bridge.
Leave that to me. You stay here and make the preparations for takeoff.
So, Steve, how do you know how to drive a plane? He's all like, I went to plane school, and by plane school, I played Ace Pilot 2009. So I think that counts as plane school.
He played that one Microsoft flight simulator game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a weird thing for him to apparently know how to fly a plane because he's been imprisoned on this island for basically most his life.
Wait, what?
Yeah, wait. Yeah. His backstory is basically that his dad worked for Umbrella and then I guess was going to whistleblow. So they imprisoned the family here. At least that's what I remember. I'm not sure if it exactly is like that. It's explained somewhere.
Well, as they say, corporations are not your friends. My puppy is cuddling and she puts her face on my leg. It's adorable.
Your puppy is like, you will die in this spot. You cannot move.
Claire's the best character of Resident Evil, and I think she deserves the best and only the best, and I really want them to bring back Claire. I know she was in Resident Evil Revelations 2, but I just want more Claire.
Yeah.
I get it. They might be introducing a new character for Resident Evil 8, but also just bring back Claire.
Oh, I think they're using the Resident Evil 7 character.
Oh, same dude?
Yeah.
Oh. Wasn't he just like dude looking for his wife though? Like what's he gotta do? It's
Yeah, I mean, that's basically his plot point. Wait, how do
And then they made Chris really chunky and hunky. He's all like, I'm still not over my breakup with Wesker, so now I became my ex. He's all, oh no, I am my ex. As they say, you are what you... I was gonna make that. No, I wasn't gonna make it. I'm gonna make this kid appropriate. I know, Alan. When will the building explode? Well, you know, this is a big island. There's a lot of employees. You know, at least there's generosity. No, Claire's like, hold on, I gotta check my Club Penguin account for a moment, and then she just, like, gets back on her way. I'm assuming that it's a little bit longer because, you know, it's an island. They have so many employees, so they're being a little bit thoughtful and giving their employees from all across the island at least some time to find, like, an escape pod or, like, a way to get out. Are they gonna, like, blow up the entire island or just the facility? Is the real question.
I just realized. I don't remember getting a grenade launcher.
Oh dear. Yeah, no. We didn't find the grenade launcher yet.
Right? I don't think I did.
No, you didn't.
They just gave me grenade launcher ammo. It's right here.
Oh no.
Ah, shit. That's kind of important.
Yeah, for the final boss.
It's important for a boss that's coming up. Oh shit.
You want me to look it up right now?
Sure. Sorry, folks.
Yeah, I know. The grenade launcher is found on the other side of a gate. The ammo card is needed in the basement area. It is the same room in which you first control Steve.
The same room you control Steve?
Yes. You need the emblem card to open it. It's in the training facility basement, is what it's saying.
Training facility? Shit.
Mm-hmm.
That sucks. That's kind of far away.
I mean, look at this. How far is it gonna take to get I mean, I think we have all the time in the world, given how this self-destruct sequence seems to be concerning.
Yeah. Hopefully they don't do any road blocking.
What if this self-destruct sequence is actually just a facade to make people, like, get out?
I can't move it.
Explode? Oh no, you're just locked out?
Yeah, I need to lower the bridge to go back.
Oh no.
I blame the economy.
Yes. I blame this capitalist hellscape that is this economy. See, this is what happens when your business or employers are like, alrighty, it's time to get back into the real world now. It doesn't, like, you know, even though we have no control over an epidemic, they're just like, alright, we demand you to be in person now. Quarantine's over.
It's like how all businesses were like, work at home? What about our security concerns? And then they rushed to like work on solutions on how to get people to work from home as if it wasn't a horrible thing. Or,
I hope.
Sorry,
I hope.
like they worked to like get you know, like equipment. Like even my job did it. But oh, wait a minute. I think I can still get it. Because I think this elevator goes down to the training facility.
Try. I hope so. Because I feel like it would be a really shit move. I feel like it would be in a very high alert that people would say, okay, you gotta go to this, you have to get this item before, because I feel like they would tell you that there's a lockout or something, that you're locked out from getting this item after a certain point.
Unfortunately, Resident Evil would not do that for you.
Oh god.
5 minutes until detonation.
Alright, I mean, to be fair, they did give us like a half hour to figure something out. But still, they're trying to kill me.
They're like, you got 5 minutes to find that grenade launcher. I hope you have some fun. And you're just like, God fucking damn it, I need that grenade launcher.
Now feel my revenge.
Oh no. It's Elon Musk Twink Boy.
Oh, they're sending out Methody Mikati out here.
Like, they laughed at my Tesla design. Look at this new design I just made.
All personnel evacuate immediately.
Oh, yes! Okay, sweet. You said the basement of the training facility?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, they won't let me do it. Okay.
And the worm goes ooga booga.
Well, there was some false hope.
God damn it. That honestly sucks. Could you not, like, reload it from, like,
I
your last
can.
save? That's a lot. I mean, let's wing it. 80% relatable said pro gamer time to figure out how to beat this boss. Ooh, look at Thani McHottie.
Okay, he won't let me do that.
Is this the boss you wanted to use the grenade launcher for?
Not specifically.
Oh no. You died. Ooh.
Yeah, I'll just figure it out.
Until detonation.
It's like as Claire goes up this elevator, it's like gamers rise up.
Oh god.
Self-destruct system has been activated.
As the neckbeards put it, it's time to reclaim the Holy Land to quench the thirst on the gamer girl juices.
All personnel evacuate.
What if he's like Claire's landlord? It's like Claire. No. He's not Claire's landlord. He's like Claire's debt collector who like is currently holds like her tuitions for college. And so they're like, Claire, you're behind on your tuition payment. Where the fuck are you? Where's my money? We're gonna have a hard time, but you know who was having a pro gamer time? You, 80% relatable with your astral chain combos.
Would people care if I went to reload at an older save? If not, I could try to just brute force it.
Well, they were gamer something, I'd say. Yeah, I think maybe you should just like reset it and try to get
Yeah, that
it
sucks.
because yeah.
Okay.
Resident Evil.
Okay, so that's the palace save room, and then I had done the elevator from there. Let's try this one. Where's the other proof?
No, it's that one. Oh wait, let me look it up.
Oh, wait. Okay, I think what it was is that I came here to grab the proof I forgot, and then I saved after grabbing it. Wait, did I put the ink ribbon away? I didn't.
The self-destruct system has
Alright, so I'm not that far back. I just have to quickly go to that basement room and then go back to the airport.
I'll let you go back.
self-destruct system
Huh?
has been activated.
Oh, I'm just saying, let's hope it won't, like, this isn't a point where it also, like,
Yeah, I mean,
locks you out.
I hope it doesn't, like, keep us from entering that area, although I don't think it should because we're not actually timed yet, you know?
Yeah.
The self-destruct system has been activated.
All personnel, evacuate.
No! No.
For goodness sakes.
The
Shit.
self-destruct
Really?
system has been activated.
All personnel, evacuate immediately.
Are we locked
Okay.
out?
I'm gonna try to save before this. Hopefully it's not that much farther back.
Oh god, okay.
Shoot. I don't understand what the point of closing off that area, like, would serve right now. Oh, shit. Okay. Did I... It's already grabbed that. Oh no. Yeah, this one won't let us do it either because it's already out of self-destruct, I think. Crap.
How far back will we go, though?
I don't know how I did that.
clear.
The self-destruct system has been activated. All
Oh
personnel
God.
evacuate immediately. The self-destruct system has been.
Resident Evil.
Are we able to go back? Right.
This is a save I have set before. Shit. There's a lot to do.
You know what? What if we just wing it?
Just wing it on the recent save I had?
Yeah, let's just do it.
Yeah. Damn.
I believe in you. We all
Resident Evil.
I believe in you as your friend, and I think 100% you are the Resident Evil encyclopedia of thoughtful, informative knowledge about Resident Evil. So yes, I think you got this. I think you can do this. You can overcome it with the power of sword lesbian or something like that.
Thanks. Let's see.
All personnel evacuate. The self-destruct system has been activated. All personnel evacuate.
My main concern is that this boss fight that I had died to is not the one I'm worried about.
Oh god. Yeah, I knew. I mean, I said like, oh, is this the one you need the rocket launch for? You said no. So, is it Alexa?
No, we're gonna have a second encounter with this creature just a few minutes afterwards.
Self-destruct 5 minutes until detonation. The self-destruct system has been activated. All personnel evacuate immediately. The self-destruct system has been activated. All personnel evacuate immediately. The
Oh,
self-destruct
well, that's a
system
death.
has been
And then you dab.
That's a little cheap to just have that in the field. I've never actually died to this thing, so that's interesting. Yeah, it just does not seem like a good idea for me to brute force this because of what's after.
Okay, so we have to get the grenade launcher, and we have to redo all that stuff back.
evil.
Yeah. Sorry, folks.
Alrighty. Oh, I see Wesker right there in the middle of like that title picture. Like he's about to whisper in Claire's ear, being like, "You made him break up with me, and I will fight you, bitch," in the back of a parking lot. Like that vibe, you know?
Yeah.
I can see Wesker's disembodied ghost head whispering in her ear in an ASMR voice, ready to fight her. Well, at
Okay.
least you'll all be with it. You'll watch it with us together.
Yeah. Okay. At least I kind of remember what I had done. Damn, I just went so long without saving, so that's why I remember. I was like, oh no. I remember saying, like, I forgot to save for a while.
Are we gonna have to redo the scene?
I think we have to do... Oh, I didn't even unlock that? Shit. Yeah, there's a lot to do.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we're gonna have to redo a lot here. Shit. Okay, that's fine.
We're just gonna two-time.
Let's just go get the rocket launch or the grenade launcher now, get it over with, and then move on from there. Exactly, 80% relatable. Time for our esports 420 run.
And the worm goes booga booga.
More like it goes slurp slurp. Ate me like a noodle. Okay, so you said the basement. We needed the card.
Since we're bringing up the topic of like speedrunners,
yeah,
there was for my game design class we had to read I think it was I Have No Mouth But I Must Game Design. It was by, let me look at this writing. Oh, it says I Have No Words and I Must Design by Greg Lykoskian. And so I had a lot of beef with this reading. I was like, alrighty, buckaroo. He even, and like, this dude writes like he's really cheeky and thinks he's really like entertaining, but like he threw in the word PC, you know? Like, not PC the computer, but politically correct. So I was like, alrighty, buckaroo. Anything about you being like a rebel is just making me like, alrighty, I'm suspicious already here. So I had beef because he was like, oh, because he was talking about the balance of struggle, that playing a game is for struggle, and that you don't want the struggle to be too easy, because then people can just speed through it, and that was like, my beef was that like, okay, but speedrunners, that's literally their entire thing, is to literally break the game,
here's
or
where
just
it was. Right there. Right there.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Where's the glitch
really
where I
lucid.
like press the A button like 20 times and it speeds me right to the ending cutscene?
Goodness. You know, but it was interesting to see like academic game devs, like, the thing was, granted, it was made during the 90s, so that's when I started realizing, oh, this Jimbo, this Chumbo, has some, okay, boomer, is basically how I felt the entire time I was reading it.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, boomer. Because he was like, cooperative games are like, oh, y'all want to get a circle together and share a ball? What fun is that? Like, he was being really cheeky and sarcastic about it, but like, this dude really does not believe cooperative games exist, and I was a little suspicious about this dude, but I had a lot to say about it in my class, and I was really glad, because I ripped this whole reading apart. I was like, alrighty, this is why this guy, I don't agree with this dude's idea of a puzzle, because my first nitpick started when he was like, crosswords aren't a game. And I was like, excuse me, crossword puzzles are absolutely a game, and here's why. And I brought up really good points that actually contradicted what he said. So I was like, sir, you have a contradiction here. I find that hilarious that, like, that poster is just in someone's lab of, like, a skeleton just flashing their legs at the, at you, you know? Like, I just find that really hilariously placed. The thing is, I kind of like it, though, as a puzzle. Like, I think that's really funny, environmental puzzle.
Oh yeah, I think it's pretty neat. Okay, so I have improved and ventilated the room.
%, relatable said, went all Phoenix right on him.
That's a fun way to put it.
I will one day support your Patreon 80% relatable when I get enough consistent money so I can have access to your Phoenix Wright Let's Plays and see Vivian's reactions to the game. And the worm goes, ooga booga. I'm gonna keep saying it every time.
Hey, might as well.
Aw, no problem, 8% relatable. I enjoy your streams. They're very fun. It's a nice, chill place to chat. Oh, no worries. Yeah, no, like I said, once I get more consistent funding, I try my best to, like, subscribe to, like, $2 tiers when I try to support people's Patreons, because, like, I know $2 does a lot for people still, even if it's not a lot. Oh no, it's the funky fetus.
Emergency shutters will close. All personnel evacuate immediately.
What if, quick, we gotta kill with fire before it learns the wonders of capitalism. Yep, it is absolutely the funky fetus revive. They're like, hey, you wanna, you're past due on your rent. They become landlords and Karens. What if we stream Metal Gear Solid? I don't know if you ever played the game, but I think.
No, I've never played a Metal Gear Solid game before.
I mean...
just have to go... Okay. I just know that they're very convoluted.
Oh, yes, 8% related. I know which video you're talking about. I saw that, and I heard, that person scammed and got, like, 45K from their GoFundMe.
I saw that. It was... Oh my god, that was so interesting, because, like, to me personally, It was so obviously like a scam. Like, who's gonna pull out the windows and the frame and then smash them? Like, no one in their right mind, and like they're, like if I'm gonna retaliate, I'm gonna go for the heavy priced items, like I'm gonna damage like the countertops because the marble is gonna be expensive to replace. I'm gonna damage the fridge that way, like those kinds of things. But then like you just look and the
Even the most basic thing,
Mhm.
like there are no holes in the
Oh, there was
walls.
one. There was one single like hammer hole where he probably went like, "Ugh, okay, that's enough," because I don't want to actually like really do anything crazy with it. And I was just
Like there
like,
wasn't multiple
God.
holes. Like I think I would have punched probably like multiple holes, and I would have punched. I think I would have punched like holes in all of the doors. Because that's a pain to like replacing doors is a pain. I would ruin the doors or the door hand or the doorknobs.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. If you're going to destroy property, you're not going to do it neatly.
Yeah, and also especially because like the tenant was a mother with children, I think she would have let her like also with kids, like really like I think kids would be way more chaotic if like I wanted to retaliate. I would be like, all right, kids, have fun, and like draw on the walls too,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, and I heard like this tenant, this like
No! Oh my God! I
landlord
just
wasn't their first
realized.
thing.
Sorry, I didn't
What?
mean to cut you off. I have to do the picture puzzle again. I don't remember the solution.
Oh my God. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm gonna look it up. I'm looking it up right now.
oh my God.
I am looking it up. I have it right here.
You said don't forget the keys? Oh, yes, I know what you mean.
Okay, I got the answer here.
Sweet. Okay, I'll get it from you in a second. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not at the point where I can get the military proofs just yet, because we still have to go to the like underground like BDSM dungeon. We still have to tread that ground.
We still have to walk in the two guys just being dudes. Well, I pulled up the puzzle. I have it right here, so when we get to that part.
Yeah, so I know the first one is the woman. So what's next?
Mm-hmm. The one that's next is the guy with 2 kids.
Okay. After that?
Then it's the redhead with a teacup.
And then?
Then it's the other redhead.
Okay. And it's the old man after that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Guy next to the lady. And then, yeah, you just... Where you got the note. Alfred.
Oh, jeez.
Wow. Alana asked, did you ever see any of the Resident Evil films?
I have. I talked about this in our first Code Veronica stream that like no one attended, I think, which is fine. Um, but basically, they're not great. As like a summary, they're just not very good films. It's kind of nice to see Mila Jovovich, because she's also like a pretty good actress. So it's kind of fun to see her in those roles.
Yeah, no,
But I
like
would
she's
say,
the reason that you watch those movies because she keeps it together. Honestly, like
yeah,
she's the best part. She's such an underrated actress. I wish she
yeah,
had more
totally.
roles.
I would say if you feel inclined to watch them, just watch like the first two, but don't go farther than that.
No, you watch the first two, then you watch the last one. Yeah.
Oh, I wouldn't really watch the last one.
I saw the last one, and there's only one funny scene where it turns out Mila Jovovich's character Alice is just like a clone of like the CEO's dead daughter, and then like the CEO's dead, another clone of the CEO's daughter like comes in and like shoots Wesker, and Wesker's like, "Help! I'm dying and I can't one up," and then she's like, "Shut up, Wesker. You're gonna die." It's just like a funny scene. Like that's the only reason I liked that I can remember of that last movie, and I just thought it was really funny of just Wesker being like, "Help," and then she's like, "Shut up, Wesker." It's funny. Just funny someone says that to his face.
But yeah, the Resident Evil movies are just some kind of weird, like self-insert fanfic in the Resident Evil-esque world. Basically so that fuck, what is his name? It's like W. Wes Anderson. I forget the name. I forget a specific name, but the director of that entire movie series. It's kind of just like his own like fanfic of getting his wife in, basically. Or at least that's how it feels to me, because Mila Jovovich is married to the director of those films. And it's kind of just like a movie series about her going, well, my wife has superpowers now. Deal with it. You know?
Yeah, the only two. Oh, wait, Wesker's actor was also pretty good. That was it. Because like Mila Jovovich and then Wesker are just the only recurring characters, really. So it's like, well, you only remember. That's all I can. That's all I can remember of the series because I watched too many of those movies.
Yeah, that's fair. Overall, I just don't think they're very great, is really it.
If you're really interested to know more of the movies, I recommend watching Jim Sterling and Conrad Zimmerman's podcast about video game movies. They did an episode covering like pretty much most of the movies, and their commentary is really fun to just like listen to. So I definitely recommend watching their stuff. Oh yes, it's the Spin-off Doctors. That's the name of their podcast where they like talk about video game movie adaptations, and it's honestly really interesting. They do some really fun commentary. Cause it's Jim fucking Sterling's son.
At least I'm moving a bit quickly through this all.
Please deposit any metallic items you have in the security box.
Alrighty, I just came back. I was out for a moment doing some chores.
Leaving me alone? How rude.
I left you alone with trustworthy company, our wonderful viewers.
Yeah, no worries.
Claire's like, I may have been I maybe suffered from malnutrition, probably have contracted tetanus multiple times, and you know, can barely feel. You know, I don't even know what's real anymore. But I prefer this than being $3,000 in debt for college, getting my my bachelor's of graphic design degree. I see it. Claire is a graphic design major. She's like, Leon, look at my awesome website. Well, she like started implementing like more modern like websites. Exactly. Fucking college debt is a thing. Like, Claire would prefer fighting through an army of zombies than probably having to deal with college, honestly.
Yeah, college debt sucks.
I know, right? I'm gonna be graduating this semester, and I'm probably gonna have like no, actually not 30. I just gonna have $25,000 in debt. But you know, could be worse. Could be $80,000 in debt.
I'm just like, damn, Jack, I don't think this is what they meant by eat out.
Oh my goodness. She's like, oh no.
Will this man die?
Excuse me, sir. This is a Chili's restaurant, not a Motel 6.
Okay, let's grab the sword.
Time to... This is for all the sword lesbians all out there for ya. There's our shield lesbian. We gotta give a ride.
Who knew Capcom predicted Sword and Shield all this many years ago?
Oh my goodness. You're like, let me get uncomfortably close to this Iron Maiden. Totally not gonna like cause any health or anything. Who knew that the sex dungeon torture room would lead to the doctor's office, would lead to the torture room? Who would have known? Damn. I feel like this doctor has a lot of secrets.
It's where they film their OnlyFans.
Oh, no. Oh, goodness.
Okay. I'm almost getting caught up now.
Are we getting to the part with Wesker coming in?
Yes. Probably.
I'm just glad we got the grenade launcher.
Yes, it was literally the first thing I went for.
Oh, goodness. Well, didn't you tell me you also had to reset the game, like, because you messed up?
Yeah, the first time I played this game, I messed up so hard that I got to the final boss, and I had to restart the entire game because my file was screwed, and there was no way to recover.
But you know how to prevent it now, right?
I mean, yeah. Hopefully it doesn't happen, but still. I mean, this happened. Yeah.
I love the schadenfreude of it, but I would hate to be the person in that situation, too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, the one with the Wesker kid.
Yeah, I'm concerned over... Because, of course, they just say the Wesker kids or daughters, something like that. I'm concerned over what they are talking about because there's like 13 Wesker kids, or maybe they're talking about Albert Wesker's kids, and I don't want it to be that second option.
Wait, Albert Wesker? Are we talking... Like we said, Albert Wesker, I don't think fucks. I think
But this is a Netflix show.
But he's... But reality, he doesn't fuck. That's the thing. He doesn't fuck. He doesn't have the time. He's shitty.
Straights will find a way.
I know. He's, if anything, he's like the shitty stepdad or like the adoptive father that tells his 6-year-old they're adopted.
Greetings.
Wesker doesn't fuck. He's shitty. He can die alone.
Wesker's like, Claire, now I heard that you're the reason Chris broke up with me.
To haunt your dear brother.
Wesker? You told me. Did you tell? You told I know because you're the only person who I told you about my OnlyFans account.
Hanging about. All the better for me. Now
said, Wesker managed to procreate through sheer force of will. You don't fuck, but that doesn't stop him.
I must thank you.
So he's like Plankton then.
I don't know what went on.
Or like
between you two,
SpongeBob.
but you have him all wrong. My brother is not the kind of person you think he is.
I despise
despise Chris.
What are you gonna do to him?
Oh my god. So ridiculous.
He is the shitty. He truly is the shitty ex-boyfriend that is not over the breakup. Like, he's clearly not over the breakup. And honestly, I can see Chris breaking him up through text too. And I'm talking about like 90s text message. So he's all like, "Hey, we breaking up. Bye." And he just ghosts him on MySpace. Like, he just blocks him.
Use to me. I'm going to let you live a little longer.
Because he seems really... Wesker's just really passionate about hating Chris. You know they were a couple.
It's the only explanation.
They're like, no, he just really hates him. Like, you don't hate, like, yes, cops are filled with a lot of hate in them. But you don't hate someone that, like, one specific person that passionately, without a reason, without some history behind there. And knowing Chris with his costumes, there's something going on between him and Wesker. Okay, now I'm just imagining, like, Wesker and Chris as, like, when they were a couple, like, Wesker was, like, the shitty ace gay that was like, ew, sex is gross. And it's like, Chris is like, can I hold your hand? He's all like, you may hold it once. And it's like a minute, and then he lets go of him. I agree, 80% relatable. Ant object does sound vaguely threatening.
My favorite, one of that Donkey Kong meme of the "you may blank once" is still that one I had sent you on Twitter a long time ago that was like, I will be the baddest bitch once.
Yeah, I feel like that's their entire relationship. That's Wesker in the relationship. I may cuddle with you, but only once. And, like, because of that, Claire for the longest time just did not know they were a couple for so long because, like, Wesker was not affectionate at all.
Claire's like, oh, they're just good roommates. They have their little one-bedroom apartment together. I don't know why I like the headcanon of her just being unknowing.
I can see it though. Like she didn't know that her brother was out of country. I mean, I know Chris didn't tell her, but like, she didn't think to contact the police or anything. She just thought, oh, I'm gonna email my friend Leon and hopefully he knows the whereabouts of Chris. Like, she didn't even try to like contact like Leon specifically directly and be like, hey Leon, can you just like pick me up please? Or even Barry. She didn't contact Barry. Cause like, isn't Barry her like adoptive father?
It's like a father figure.
Okay, so they weren't orphans. Okay.
I mean, they are, but like Barry's not their dad.
Oh, okay.
Or like their adoptive parent, guardian thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the lore is just something about like that Chris met Barry while working in Raccoon City because they're in the same, team.
Yeah, they're both stars.
And then that's just kind of how they got along, basically.
Ah, yes, the tight brotherhood of cops. That's realistic. I do love Claire's biker jacket. I think it's really cute.
Oh, fuck.
Is this like a new one she got? Because she gave Sherry her old one, right?
Yeah, this is a different one than it was in Resident Evil 2.
Yeah, that's concerning. Why isn't Sherry from Resident Evil 6 wearing Claire's jacket? Like, I think that would have been really sweet. Like, a nice little touch. Or even a costume with it, but they just had to be weirdly gross because they're like, oh, yes, we aged up our child character, now we can sexualize her because it's totally legal now.
Yeah.
Like, they should have just had her in an outfit with, like, Claire's jacket. That would have been, like, the sweetest gesture.
The hitbox on that ladder was a little wonky.
Oh, dear. %% of people said now, does that bed crush you, or is it kind of comfy and just enough space under it? I like to think it's like your own disposable coffin, like, or it's kind of like a coffin where it kind of lightly squeezes you, but it's not suffocating you, you know?
Oh, there it is.
I always think, where the fuck is Steve at this point?
I don't. But it's mostly just because I really don't care for Steve's character.
I know, I'm just saying that in like a, where the hell is this character where he could have actually saved us multiple times?
Where are they now? One of those like introspective
like a comeback show, where are they now? And Steve's now like he now like lives with his roommate trying to mine for Bitcoin. He's like, I swear, this is gonna get me famous. He maybe scourges like libertarian Reddit. I don't know why, but I get that vibe from him, you know? It's either that or he becomes a nice guy on like, and he just like he just like gets into women's DMs and simps for like feet pics, you know? I can see that. I can see Steve being kind of that kind of sleazeball kid, you know?
I just realized I did the same amount of like content, or like I did the same amount of like stuff I did without saving as I did initially.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of funny. Okay, let's just skip these scenes and get it over with.
Content warning. Are we just gonna skip it entirely?
I'm gonna skip it.
Okay, we're just skipping the scene, so no worries.
This.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like the idea of like an elevator bed. Like, there's like an attic on top of, like, above the bed,
I kind of like that idea, and you gotta lower it to like reveal the ladder and ascend it, you know?
Yeah, I guess I could see that.
Alfred totally doesn't have an issue with women.
Why? I wonder why. Like, what if it was instead like a bunk bed, but the ladder that you used to climb to the second. Oh fuck. Let me go. The ladder that you used to like climb up to the second, you know, bed. You're supposed to pull it off to use it to get like up to the attic. You know, a little creative.
Yeah. Oh god, the implication of them having bunk beds is adorable. I would love that. That's adorable. I think, because first off, bunk beds are best beds. I'm honestly tempted, like, if I ever move out into my own apartment, I would buy myself a bunk bed, but, like, not a two-bunk bed, like, maybe turn the bunk bed, like, the lower bunk part to be, like, a desk, and then, like, the top is the bed. Like,
So you mean
that's
a
my
loft
dream
bed?
Yeah.
That exists, you know.
I know. I just call that. I also consider that a bunk bed.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Yeah. My cousin did that for my nephews. So they have like little loft beds, and under their bed is like their little like a little desk. For my niece, she has like a little desk for her toys, and then my nephew has like a little beanbag chair and like a tiny shelf for his books. So yeah.
Wait, you have a niece and a nephew?
Yeah.
What? Yeah, I shared a bunk room with my sister for years as well. It was fun.
I don't remember if I need the cards still.
Don't forget the third key.
There's only two. The third one's already in there. I put it in a while ago.
Alright, sweet.
Yep. Well...
Just make sure to grab the third one when you get there.
No, it's already in the... It's already in the pedestal it needs to be.
Oh, okay, sweet.
Yeah. So, thanks folks for sticking around. We finally have started to catch up with where we were.
Claire!
Ray, let's all give a nice round of applause.
We just have to follow Zach here to the submarine so we can get on that plane.
Was it Zach? Oh wait, yeah, I get you. Sweet Life of... No, so they're ripoffs, right? So we gotta do like a knockoff of Zach. So you think like Jack? Jack and Judy?
It wasn't lagging so much. It's not the stream, it's the game. So it's fine.
My only hope is that the Resident Evil Netflix is just gonna talk about the Wesker kids from the experiment. Because I feel like that's the safer, like, bet, because, like, there is no consequence to include those kids probably in the games besides Albert Wesker, you know?
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping they do, but I really don't think they will. Like, part of me is saying, like, it's gonna be Albert Wesker kids. Because it's, like, the iconography, you know?
Yeah. I don't know, but, like, but Wesker doesn't fuck. The heteros making me upset-ero again. Can't they just, like, I don't know, make Nikolai have kids? Because I think he fucks. That guy fucks. Our Russian dank daddy fucks.
He has clones.
You can't take off.
Yeah, you could just, like, rewrite it, be like, one of the clones fucks, and that's one of his kids, and they took the Western name. Because they're like, that's an American name, right? My boss told me to use this name to fit in American society with the filthy capitalists. That's totally American. Some shit. Ugh, goodness. Why does he have clones? Wait, Juan, so like, Nikolai has clones, but what happened to the original Nikolai? Did he die?
Yes, he does die.
Did he die off screen?
Honestly, I don't remember. His whole arc is in the arcade shooter game, the Umbrella Chronicles. And I have it on my Wii U. I just haven't really played through it because it's kind of better to play it as multiplayer, just so it's easier to plow through, basically.
I would offer to play with you if I had a Wii U.
Yeah.
Look at the bright side, at least it isn't Chris's kids. Or is it? What if it's the clones of Chris and Wesker? Like Superboy from the from the Superboy comics is just the clone child of Superman and Lex Luthor. The gay child of Lex Luthor and Superman.
I don't know that much about comic series, to be honest, but I believe what you're saying is true, because it seems it is.
That's the whole twist from Young Justice.
Oh.
Yeah. With Superboy, he's like, oh, you're actually just super Kryptonian, and you're half human, and that human DNA is me, so... That was the dealio. So he had to make like a deal with his second father, his second dad, to like make him have more Kryptonian powers, and that was the whole twist of him being like, oh, all these Young Justice people have to like work behind our working with the bad guys. Ooh.
Yeah.
So I only know vague Superman because I've been watching the Trash and Treasure podcast, spin-off podcast, Go Crows, and their Smallville podcast. One of their teammates is like versed in Superman comics and like talks briefly about any of the references Smallville has with Superman comics. Yeah, Smallville was a thing before we had before there was Riverdale, there was Smallville. So.
Yeah, I remember seeing that on TV a lot. I just never watched it.
The joke is that the actor of Lex Luthor from Smallville was also the actor of the Flash from Justice League.
Oh, really?
Yeah, same dude.
Interesting.
And I heard he's like the best thing in Smallville is Lex Luthor's actor.
Yeah.
It sucks. I really did enjoy him as the Flash. He's a really good Flash, and it's funny because there's also an episode in Justice League where the Flash and Lex Luthor swap bodies. So kind of funny.
Is that the one where everyone like posts the clip of him unmasking and then it's just like, who is this?
Yep.
Okay.
I still not over that Mr. Krabs voices Lex Luthor from Justice League. So I'm like, oh yeah, same actors. Honestly, I think his best role yet was the grumpy detective man in Detroit Become Human, because that was the only likable part in Detroit Become Human. Dadley, the only thing that David Cage does good is like mystery cop vignette episodes, and that's it.
5 minutes.
Everything else
Until detonation.
bad. And I hate it because I do not like that the likable characters are the cops in that game.
Yeah. At least he spent all his money on like robotic, sex robots.
Oh yeah, we spent it all on sex work, so you know it all evened out in the end. We gotta think of like a rip-off name for Elon Musk. Eon Husk. There it is. Eon Husk. It's Eon Husk. The trust fund child. For Alfred, I mean.
Okay, round 3, I think? 3 or 4, I don't remember.
I think this is round 4. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's go, gamers. It's time to end sexism. Indeed, round 4, fight.
Woo! That's literally all I had to do. Great comment. Finally, sexism has been defeated.
Yes.
We just have to destroy the hunking monster man inside us all. Yeah, it's, so that's not the fight I was worried about. There's a fight coming up that's, much more difficult. But it's pretty simple because, one of the ammo types you get, which is the gas rounds, which is, the weapon that turned the screen green, I believe it actually cuts down the attacked enemy's health by half. So at that point I just shot them with one round and then just kind of blasted away because that was all it took. They give you very few of that ammo type in the game, of course, because it's kind of broken. Yeah.
It's like, god damn, I gotta go fast. I gotta go fill this gas. I gotta go fill this gas tank. All the guys are like, spare coochie, man. Spare coochie. Alfalfa, it sounds like you played like a good... You played some fun Resident Evil games, though. You played 4 and 7.
Yeah, those are some really
fun.
good ones. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Despite 7 definitely being like
so long?
a big change in the Resident Evil formula. I think it's
Right. We're out of here.
fun.
I think it's neat. It's not my favorite one, just because I wish they worked on it a little bit longer. It feels a little clunky in some aspects, but I enjoyed it for the most part. I just wish there was more variety in enemy designs.
I really love the introduction cutscene of that family, though. Like, that entire
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, no, that was a really good scene. I was like, this is really good. And it also finally, like, was able to fix the kind of, like, wonky
Oh my god,
dialogue.
he's so scary. This is like what Chucky actually felt like as a child.
No, it's okay.
You know?
It was
Like
hard
that
for
scary
both of
doll
us.
kind of face.
Well, really hope
What?
His face.
Yeah, no.
Steve.
I know what it's like to be alone.
What if, like,
Oh,
the entire premise
Steve.
of Chucky got changed, where because they had budget cuts, they couldn't use, like, an animatronic doll, and they had to use a man in a suit, so it's actually more terrifying, because it's a grown-ass man in a
Wait,
suit.
but he's superimposed into the scenes because they have like a regular sized human. Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
Yeah, no, absolutely, Alfalfa, we absolutely agree. His face is terrifying.
If you did enjoy Resident Evil 4 though, I definitely would recommend the Resident Evil 2 remake. It is very similar to that game if you haven't played it. And typically around Halloween, we're almost in October, so usually Capcom does some pretty generous sales on like the titles.
Evil 2 remake is really great, and there's a really nice assist mode.
He's just like, alright, time to send out the Star Fox platoon.
Goodness.
I don't know, I've never played Star Fox.
I played Star Fox. I know too much about Star Fox because I enjoy Star Fox. And by playing it, I played Star Fox Adventures and Star Fox Assault, which are the only two Star Fox games you could play and still call yourself
I'll
a
go
fan.
back and check it out.
Thanks.
I played. Teach us the Star Fox lore? Alrighty. Well, you see, it turns out. Oh god, okay. It's interesting because, like, okay, so there was some lore that Nintendo gave away with the comic books that they made for Nintendo Power. There were some Star Fox comic books that they made for Nintendo Power. And it's revealed that, like, Andros killed Fox's mom, Farrah Fox, by actually implementing a bomb, I think, in her car or something. He tried to do a bomb attack because he actually fell in love with Fox's mom, and then, but the bomb actually hit Fox's mom instead of James McCloud, which is Fox's dad. So then, like, that's why Andros hates James McCloud, because he didn't get to fuck his wife. That's the lore.
He wanted the spare coochie, but no coochie was spared. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And then I also know the whole history of Star Fox Adventures was going to be its own Rareware game, of course. I agree, Juan. That was an excellent joke. Alfalfa, just want to say that was an excellent joke.
Thank you. I'll end the stream now on a high note.
Can't get better than this.
He's got a really detailed, like, texture butt.
He's like, I'm trying to board this plane, but the sound of my ass claps keep alerting Claire and her grenade launcher.
Yeah.
So this is fun, right?
Yeah, so this is the difficult one.
You try to give him the block button, but he's all, no, I've got an alt.
I think that hit him, but I have no idea.
goodness, these camera angles are bad. Okay, but if you want to get a little bit deeper into Star Fox lore, Star Fox Assault's multiplayer, while not that good, like, it's... The level of detail that they put into its multiplayer maps and in the environments is very fascinating, that you can actually find some environmental lore behind the Star Fox, the Lilac system. It's very fascinating, because me and my sister played the hell out of the Star Fox Assault multiplayer, because instead of just doing multiplayer, we just role-played it a lot. And explored the shit out of the environments, and there's a lot of interesting detail of, like, there's this Fox News anchor lady that was, like, reporting the entire, like, Aperoid invasion on Cornera, and it's like... It's...
What was wrong?
Oh, nothing. Just a giant
Come on,
cockroach
when
that has
was
to be stepped
Code
on.
Veronica made?
This was a late entry. Like, this is one of the last Dreamcast games, so I want to say somewhere around 2000. But I'll Google it real quick.
I just looked it up. It's released in the Dreamcast for 2000. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's flying in autopilot mode. I can't switch over to manual control.
My apologies, but I cannot let you escape now.
See, when you look at Steve from afar, you're like, he's not too bad. But then, when you look up on his face, you're like, no.
I hate
Evil,
this.
that's a demon.
I just want to say that. I hate this.
They have no chemistry. Like, I don't even ship it, but Claire and Leon has more chemistry than this. Get your Capcom, stop trying to shove your heterosexual agenda to the kiddies. You gotta keep this Christian Minecraft server safe for work. God damn it.
Thank you, 80%.
No. It's also his character, because he's an unlikable asshole too. Like, I know I might be exaggerating a bit, but Steve has only interacted with her like 3 times.
Latitude 82.17 degrees.
Right?
Yeah, he doesn't interact that much.
And even then, he said like really shitty stuff to her the entire time.
We're over the Antarctic.
What?
Y'all ready for some Frosty the Snowman shit?
I like to think that like there is a Frosty Snowman who's like, "Happy birthday!" and he sees the
Oh my god, the money.
tiny bird.
Then that must mean...
Oh my god, he looks like Justin Bieber from the front a little bit.
Oh my goodness, the shading makes their skin texture look kind of weird though. Like he's made out of Play-Doh. He looks like he's made out of clay. So it's giving me kind of like Wallace and Gromit vibes, like claymation vibes.
Alright, folks, we just finished the first disc. We're on to disc 2.
Is disc 2 shorter, or is it just as long?
Hold on.
I know, right, Alfalfa? I think they're literally within the British Isles. With that, prison island. So I think they were on that plane for 6 hours, maybe? Or maybe 12 hours? I don't know. I'm probably assuming that Steve probably pissed his pants.
Hey, wake up, Steve.
Okay, Southern Ocean. Okay, because like I know Alfred is like a British aristocrat, so I thought that it was like in some like
we're
off-put British Isle that's, you know, off from the mainland.
Oh my god, no. I I hate this.
The heteros are making me upsetero again. Where's Wesker when you need him to just kick them both and just be like pathetic?
I just want
Even though
Wesker to
he's a
come in
shithead
and
too.
kick him in the face the same way he did with Claire, like 10 minutes ago.
Plane's trashed.
I do.
Well, let's split up and find another way off this oversized freezer.
Right.
Okay, let's do it.
I believe in you, 80% relatable. I'm pretty certain, because I'm pretty certain you have way more understanding of geography than me. So I'll take your word for it. I'll definitely like buy it. It's in the Falklands.
Maybe. I think somewhere in the game they explain where the Rockford Island is, but I don't know.
Yeah, they said the Rockford Island's just South Pacific Ocean.
That machine is able to cut diamonds, so you know the story writers are gonna insert a scene of how Steve finds us a raw diamond to propose with.
And like it's like a nicely cut raw diamond, quote unquote, when that's not what a raw diamond looks like. Yep. So then, like, maybe, like,
Wait, so
because
they
it's
are
a
in
South...
the Pacific?
Yeah, South Pacific Ocean.
Okay, so that actually brings up more things though, because the start of this game is actually that Claire is in some like European umbrella facility, gets captured, so they ship her back to the other side of the world again to be imprisoned, and now she's okay. Yeah, it's this one's a little wild.
Yeah, I'm assuming that maybe the Rockford Island might be off of like Australia, then, because that's a country that's near Antarctica. Yeah.
Why did it sound like he just unzipped his pants?
Oh no. He was because he. I don't want to make this dirty. I'm gonna stop myself. You see, chat, I try to control myself and make sure that I make this a fun chat and be responsible. I'm a moderator, so I gotta modestly be a moderate role model for you all. I do like these fog effects. Pretty cool. I think fog is the best, because when all else fails in graphics for a video game, you just add fog. Fog is your best friend. Yeah, I could buy that too. Like, within the New Zealand, Australia, like, area of, like, the Polynesian Islands, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you, 80% relatable. Because, like, those islands have been colonized by the British, too. Oh, no. Creepy crawlies. So, I'm assuming with the spiders, now they're starting to lean in just a tiny bit back into the insect motifs.
A little bit. Not as much as you'd expect, though.
Just a tad little pinch of salt. That motif again. Hey, 80% relatable. We are enjoying your thought process of like the geographical location of the space. We appreciate it. It's very entertaining.
Yeah, it only points out how much more absurd this game is.
And this game is really absurd. If you just minus the shitty moment it had with its twist with the villain, it's already wild.
Yeah, I mean, there's still like another twist, but... Oh my god, it's Remy Ratatouille! He's trying to find his husband, Linguini. I don't know why they're in the Antarctic, though.
I think maybe they were, like, harvesting for iceberg lettuce. Because I think you have to go to the Arctic to get the iceberg lettuce. Right? Because what else would... Why would you call iceberg lettuce?
I forgot. I was watching this one kids show when I was younger, and or was it a book? Damn, now I can't remember. It was either a show or like a cartoon or a book. These ones, shit. Yeah, those are some of the most annoying enemies in the game, so gotta be careful.
Are they annoying because, again, they can stun lock you?
I think it's that they lay eggs in you.
Oh.
So you have to kind of deal with, like, slow, consistent damage.
Ew. I like the idea of parasitic enemies. They're just really annoying in gameplay-wise. Yeah. Just like the poison effect from Gen 4 and previous gens was really annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree, Alfalfa. Overthinking things leads to dumb and fun conversations. That's what Alfalfa said, and I absolutely agree with them. Because, like, when I was watching Wandu play the Resident Evil remake, I was like, wait a minute, Wesker's both a scientist and a cop. How the hell did he have so much time then to, like, I don't know, why is he a cop then? I don't get it either. Okay, so 80% Relatable said that they're saying it is the Marquis Island. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correct. They're saying it's currently uninhibited under administration of Tasmania / Australia and is super close to the Antarctica. Yeah, I can buy that. Hey, it's pretty cool that you managed to find, like, a real-world equivalence to what that situation might be, because for all we know, we say British colonies, but, like, it was the Rockford Island, right? They're the Bradford?
It's called the Rockford Island in the game.
Okay, the Rockford Island, for all we know, it could have been just an island that the rich British family bought that probably wasn't a British colony or something, you know? Who knows?
Yeah.
Hey, we enjoyed learning something new.
and we enjoyed your hypothesis about what island this was at.
Yeah,
It was
it's
really
always
great.
fun to kind of try to pinpoint stuff. I also like that this texture is so much more detailed than the model it's going on.
Oh, that's a scanner that I could pull up the scan gun and even scan get the barcode off of.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's a good question too. 80% relatable. They're wondering if you can like legit scan that.
A detonator. Oh, there's a wiki for the barcode.
Yeah, I found it, so I just posted it on the Twitter or in the chat.
Yeah.
But yeah,
The
it doesn't
home
seem to
of
be like you
phobia.
can actually. I don't know if you can actually. I don't know if like any value or number was like scanned off of it, so I don't know.
Yeah, no, I get that.
I follow an artist that
Uh-oh.
posts a lot of pathologic like ships of the Bachelor and the Horsespice, I think is his name. I'm just like, I'm loving this content. Mwah. It's a ship I didn't know I wanted. For all of any of y'all that know pathologic.
Well, folks, I think the game crashed.
Oh god, you saved, right?
Somewhere ago.
No.
It was here in this area.
Okay, so we don't have to go through that boss fight again.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Do you want to call it a day, or do you want to reload it and maybe go a little bit further?
We've been going for almost 4 hours now, so I feel like maybe this would be a good stopping point instead.
Yeah, I think like the game is just telling us it's time to stop, you know?
But yeah, we're about halfway through this, so maybe in like one more stream. I don't know if you're free tomorrow, but we could try to finish it up tomorrow, um, if you'd like to. Um, but yeah, I'm just gonna call it a, a day here with this one here. We at least got to the second disc, which we're halfway through the game. There's not too much really left. Well, I mean, there's like half the game really, but yeah. Just thank you all for joining me. Hilarious that this would be the stopping point.
I mean, what's more better than to stop in a frame like that where Claire's just midway about to climb that ledge and she's
Claire,
just in that wonky position.
she's really appreciating just this chunk of ice. So I'm just gonna take a moment to reflect and send some prayers up for this block of ice and hope that it doesn't do this again. But yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, just again, thank you everyone for joining the stream here. We really appreciate your time and just all of your energy that you help us have here for our stream. You really do make it pretty awesome for us. Do you have anything else to say, Isabella?
I'm a goofy goober.
Well, there we have it. All right, everyone. Have a great rest of your Saturday here. Take care. Goodbye.
Bye.